Welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. And today we have a very special guest, Sophia Grosjean, right?
Grosjean.
Grosjean. And Sophie is coming to you from Switzerland, and these Swiss wines are something I'm very excited about. This is a very interesting category for many, many reasons. Very high quality whites traditionally from this country. Also, not a lot of them come to the US market. This is a very legendary estate. I can do it no justice. So first and foremost, thank you for being on.
Well,
I appreciate it. Give me a little handshake. Don't diss. Don't make fun of me. If you didn't shake my hand, that would be at least fourth. Matt, how many comments do you think?
At least 50.
At least.
Oh my gosh.
So why don't you tell the Vaynerchuks about your family's estate and a little history about it and things of that nature.
Right. So all of these wines come from an area in Switzerland which is situated nearby a lake, and which is in the countryside in a castle. So the castle and the cellar are situated in the middle of the vineyard and a park with trees that are 100 years old. Now the castle itself is more than 400 years old. We celebrated the 400th anniversary in 2003.
Was that a big party?
It was a huge party over a week.
Nice. That's what we're doing for AJ's birthday. We're celebrating for a week.
It's been the same blood running through the veins of the owners and the producers and this castle for more than 17 generations. So I don't think that many enterprises in Switzerland or elsewhere can claim that.
No, definitely
It's
not.
a huge tradition now. We've been striving to keep, the main priority was to keep this enterprise within the family circle, and obviously to respect the terroir and the tradition mostly.
Sure. I mean, you know, tradition, terroir. These are things you're always going to see from the old world. I mean, it makes so much sense because they have it.
Right.
Unlike us, it's like, hey, California wine industry is not that old. So, okay, great. I mean, answer me a quick question, which is a huge thing on my mind. Out of all the countries in the world that produce high-quality wine, I find that Swiss wines least get imported into the U.S., especially a lot of the top producers, or even the people that make a lot of wine still never make it into the U.S. Where do you?
Right. Well, first of all, a lot of wine for us is not a lot of wine for you. For instance, we produce over 500,000 of liters per year, which is a lot for us, but it's not a lot for you, right? It's about 120 acres. Now the thing is that we don't really need to sell our wines to the States to make our business work.
Sure.
Because we already don't have enough wines for our customers in Switzerland. That's the problem. So why should we sell our wines to the US? Then the second thing is that we are quite expensive for the States. And that's the problem. Now, when it comes to compete with the wines from the New World,
sure. Especially, and we've got a Pinot Gris here, $24, which would be expensive for, let's say, even an Alsatian Pinot Gris. So all of these wines, roughly suggested retail, come across at $24 US. Why don't we start with the wine?
Now, just the reason why it's so expensive could be explained as well by the fact that all our wines are harvested by hand, right? And after the grapes are carefully cleaned,
and minimum wage is like $100 an hour, so that's tough.
Yeah, it's very it's, right.
But go ahead.
It's for sure higher than in the States, but still. And then once the grapes are carefully cleaned, then we add yeast to the must, which is fermented in tanks, which are controlled at about 18 degrees temperature, which is not 18 in Switzerland is not the same than here.
Sure.
I don't know how much.
Fahrenheit, Celsius, I don't know.
Never mind. This is
AJ, hook it up.
This is a Chasselas, right?
A Chasselas.
Chasselas, and this is a very special.
This is the 2006 vintage.
It is, absolutely.
You should tell.
And this is very special from Switzerland. You won't find this grape anywhere else in the world.
Indigenous to the area.
Now, this is 60% of the production in Switzerland. The very special thing about Chasselas is that it doesn't have a special profile like a Chardonnay that you could taste a Chardonnay and say, right, this is a Chardonnay because I could feel this and this. In the Chasselas, you can't. Why? It's just because the Chasselas is very much influenced by the soil and by the microclimate.
And there's so many.
And there are so many in Switzerland, and that's one of the strengths in Switzerland. Let's not forget that Switzerland is at the crossroad between Germany, Italy, France, and Austria. So it's a huge mixture of soils, microclimates, and everything.
Sure.
So if you were to compare it to another Shasta, then you'd find other characteristics.
Are you ready to give this a sniffy sniff?
I am, indeed. So now it's very fresh.
It's very fresh, very clean on the nose. Again, we're making such a big movement, especially in this country, away from the over-oaked, the oak monster. We're very scared of the oak monster. And going to much more cleaner, food-friendly wines.
Yeah.
And that's where Chasselas really shines. I mean,
it's
these are
very fresh. It's very, you can smell a bit of citrus, lime.
Yeah, I get a nice grapefruity component. I also get a little hint of grassiness, almost like...
What about lime tree?
I don't get the lime tree, but I can see where you're going with that. Actually, I do get the lime. I definitely get the lime.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever, smelt a lime tree, unfortunately.
So the
How about
reason...
you? You've rolled up on some lime trees in your life?
Yeah.
Smell
Well, there are
one
some
lime?
lime trees in my garden, so... Of course.
In my garden.
I know what it is. I should have taken the lime tree along.
Should have brought the lime tree to the
course.
Thunder Show. I want to plant a lime tree in my garden. I don't even have a garden. Ma, you have a garden? AJ? Very clean on the nose, though.
It's very fine.
Let's give it a whirl.
Now you can taste these little
acidity.
sparkles. Yeah, it's a bit acidic. And
It's actually it's very acidic, and I think for somebody who's not used to, but I love it. I mean, I want that razor sharp acidity.
Right.
How about you?
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I just love it because it goes so well with so many things. I mean, it goes very well with an apéro, with whatever. Shellfish, freshwater fish.
Do you fish?
Of course I do. In Corsica.
Yeah.
I love it. I go with a professional fisherman. I love it. I go and fish lobsters and everything. Well, I don't have lobsters in the lake. I live by it, but I go to Corsica where we have sea. So yeah.
This is nice. This is very clean.
It goes very well with cheese fondue as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is not easy to find here. Now the reason why there are these little sparkles on the tongue is because we ferment the...
Let me just jump in. There's a spritz factor to this wine. I don't want to overplay it. It's very subtle. I don't find it to be crazy. I mean, we're not talking about a sparkling wine by any shape, but there is a little bit of a like right?
Yeah. The reason why is because it's fermented on the yeast, on very fine lees, with still this lime aroma, and it's fermented at a quite low temperature, and that's how we keep it that way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is very clean.
Very
I mean, this is something that I think if you want to try a classic Swiss white wine, this is where you want to go.
Exactly.
This is the varietal of the region. It's crisp, it's clean, it's right. It's the one that you're probably going to most find on fine wine lists around the U.S. market.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. So this is what you want to seek out. And again, if you're doing an aperitif or fish, I mean, this is really, we talk about, the switchblade on the tongue, sharpness. That's what this wine brings to the table. I like the cleanness. There's also a hint of green apple component. The lime is very obvious, I agree, especially more even on the mouthfeel than the bouquet for me. This is a good, solid white wine. To me, this is an easy 90 type point wine entry into a category of wines that are very special. I'm excited about this effort. This is pretty darn good. I am. And I'll diss you if I have to. I will come and say this is not good.
I know you know.
So,
I was told that. I was
worried
scared.
about it? If I said I hate your wine, you were like,
no,
that's
but I mean, I'm very much like that as well. When I don't like someone or something, I'll just say it straight.
If you don't like mine, you can tell him because he's actually far more popular than me right now.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay, let's go to try the Œil de Perdrix. Okay, Œil de Perdrix is a rosé wine. The eye of a bird. I don't know what the perdrix is in
the perdrix. Well, the perdrix. There's a. You know what? I should know because there's the Perdrix Clos Vougeot from Burgundy, and it's got the bird on the label.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm trying to remember. I don't know what it is.
It's the name of a bird, anyways, because it's got the color of the eye of this bird, right?
Got it.
However, this is a rosé wine, which is made out of Pinot Noir, which is mostly used for red wines.
Of course.
Now, the wine process is a bit different. We
know all about Pinot Noir in the U.S. I'm rinsing here.
I know.
Because after the movie, we got crazy on it. So now everybody drinks Pinot
Noir.
I know,
I was told that, yeah. But this is different.
No question. Skins.
This is our first, how do you call that? This is our most
sought after wine?
Yeah.
So this is your most sought after wine.
It is.
People like want to fight over this. Like,
oh
they
yeah.
call they're like,
oh yeah, and we ran
like
out
they
of
see
this.
you sometimes in the streets and they're like, if you don't get me 6 bottles, does that happen?
Absolutely.
I know how that feels. If you don't give me an autograph right now, you're dead.
It's crazy, and they call up and it's like, we need, I don't know how many cases, and we don't have any anymore in the cellar.
You know what you should do? You should roll with Mott. That's what I do. When I walk around with Mott, they don't care about me. They just want Mott. So I think, they forget about the rosé.
I need
just
you
bring
then.
Mott. Mott, he's an awesome guy like that. All right.
See the color first.
Yes. As you can see, it's a very distinct color. It's almost orange. It's almost orange-esque.
It is. No, it's very fresh as well.
It's a pretty tight nose. Really tight, actually. It's not as aromatic as I expected.
Right.
What do you think? I mean,
I see what you mean.
Right? It's a little bit closed in comparison.
You'll see that you'll be surprised in comparison to many other rosé wines that are rather warm. Mm-hmm. This one is very fresh and very
clean.
Clean, yeah.
How many cases of this do you guys make?
I'd
or
say
bottles, whatever you know it is.
30,000.
Bottles?
Yeah.
And again,
cases.
Cases. Oh, okay, so a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a lot.
And it's still crazy in demand. And people fight for it.
It's sold everywhere in Switzerland and in the States now and.
But you haven't had it in the States for a long time, right?
No, we haven't had it before.
You sold, have you ever worked the Russian market?
Yeah.
I was born in Belarus. I speak Russian. Do you speak Russian?
I don't. Unfortunately, I don't.
Could have totally taken the thunder show into
that would have been so much.
That would have been a turn in a different direction. How is the Russian?
French?
No, I don't speak French at all.
German?
No, I failed German.
I'm sorry, I can't do anything for you.
8 semesters. I know. Trust me, there's nothing anybody can do. Anyway, we've given this. Let's give it a whirl. Let's try it.
Tell me what you think.
Flavor compared to nose is shocking. The flavor-nose ratio is absurd. I barely didn't smell anything. It was really aromatically tight, which is a problem for me because I'm very big on aromatics.
Right.
It's like, perfume and things like that. I want aromatics. But the flavor approach is intense. There's a lot going on.
It's very long in the mouth.
There's a huge long finish, no question. It is very long in the mouth. There's a lot of fruit. I get a rose petal kind of component, which I like quite a bit. Very, very floral on the mouthfeel, which I like. I get hints of like light strawberries, which I think are very pretty and nice. How about you?
A little bit of raspberry as well. This is the kind of wine you want to have from the beginning to the end of the meal. You can easily go from the apéro to the dessert.
Where you can start with it even before you have even an appetizer, just like as soon as you get there.
Absolutely.
Then with the
it's
app,
the kind
then with
of
the
wine
meal.
you'd never be,
You know what I call this? A plastic man wine.
Right.
Do you know what Plastic Man is? Huge 1980s commercial in America. He could adjust to anything and transform into anything.
Right.
This wine has a lot of that adjusting ability.
Yeah.
I agree. A wine, and she really hit the nail on the head here. This is a wine that can really go coast to coast, and there are not a lot of wines. Hardly any wines, really. I can think of some great Bandol rosé producers that come to mind as well. This is where rosé really separates itself, where it can be a coast-to-coast wine.
Right.
To talk about a wine that you can have as your aperitif all the way to your dessert course with the appetizer and the main course in between, because when it comes from Pinot Noir, there's some seriousness.
Oh, yeah.
Are you serious about Pinot Noir?
Oh, yeah.
You like Pinots?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I like mine.
Yeah.
How about other people's?
How about other Pinot Noirs? Do you drink Pinot Noir from other places?
Yeah, I do.
Like, what do you like?
Well, mainly from Switzerland, I must say, but there are some good ones
in the Swiss market. What wines from what country have some penetration and actually sell?
What do you mean? From Switzerland to other countries?
No, within Switzerland.
Yeah.
If you're not drinking Swiss wines, what do the Swiss people tend to gravitate towards?
Well, French wines.
Sure.
Then Italian wines, and then wines from the New World.
Yeah.
California and everything.
Do California?
And
what California brands have any kind of power, and do people seek out anything?
Yeah, Beringer.
Beringer?
You know,
Oh,
Beringer.
yeah, we know Beringer.
We have quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and many others. Yeah.
This is a good wine. It's a very good rosé, but you need to know what you're getting yourself into. to me, this is, you know, an 89, 88 plus point rosé to me. $24 US is a lot of money for a rosé. You have to be serious about rosé, but you have to really kind of, I know you want to say something, you have to really kind of want rosé or embrace rosé. There's a lot of people, we have a very bad stigma about rosé in the US.
I know.
And it's really unfortunate.
I know, it's not only in the US.
It's really in the whole world, you're right.
Yeah.
The pink stuff scares people. However, where you have competition is the Southwest and Provence.
Right.
There's some really good value-driven rosés.
Right.
And so you can get good rosé, you know, of this quality in that 12, 13, 8. And so that's what makes this a little bit tough in the US market. Make sense?
Yeah. But let me tell you something.
Please.
Untitled Chapter is a bit different.
Don't tell me, tell them,
way,
because they care much more.
Right.
Well, actually, I care a lot too.
In the way that we never call it a rosé.
Okay.
I'm talking about a rosé now, because if I was saying Untitled Chapter all the time, you wouldn't understand what I'm saying, right?
But that's the way you call it.
So in Switzerland, that's the way you say
call it bird's eye.
So in Switzerland, what?
Yes.
What are you saying about?
The eye of the bird.
Right,
Bird's
exactly.
eye.
So in Switzerland, you say, I want to have an Untitled Chapter, it's got nothing to do with a rosé. It's just a different wine because it's got a different taste. And I know that some people don't like rosé just because rosé's got a kind of a bad connotation for some reasons. But Untitled Chapter is very different. It's very typical. It's one of the most known wines in Switzerland, and it's very easy to drink.
Is it the only Eau de Poudre, or is there other?
There are other producers, but
So
this one is one of the most well known.
But so it is branded. There are several producers that make the Pinot.
Yeah, this is a name that is protected by the AOC.
Got it.
The appellation. Yeah.
And does it have to be from Pinot Noir?
It has to be from Pinot Noir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pinot
This
Gris.
is a Pinot Gris.
Got it, Monster? Okay, tell us about the Pinot Gris. Now, Pinot Gris.
Pinot Gris is a cépage that is most known all around the world, which
Sure.
is starting to get into the US market, I believe.
Yeah, we're doing even Oregon or Oregon, or I don't want to get beat up by all the Oregon people, but, you know, in the northwest of America, people are starting to plant it, and they're starting to really do well with it.
Right.
Obviously, Alsace has always done very well.
Yeah.
Alsatian Pinot Gris are probably popular in Switzerland as well.
Well, Alsace is more known for Gewürztraminer and
Riesling.
cépage like that. Riesling, exactly. But yeah, Pinot Gris, Pinot Grigio from Italy.
Sure. I mean, I'm a big fan of Pinot Gris. Like, a real big fan.
So this one, you gotta know that this was harvested when the grapes were really, really ripe.
Yeah.
That's a very big difference with the rest of our wines.
This is a nice nose. I like there's a honeycomb kind of component.
It's very harmonious.
Lemons. What do you get on the nose? Here.
It's very harmonious. It's very mellow. It's very, you know.
It's pretty.
It's very delicate, and it's the kind of wine you can have with cheese, even with desserts, even.
I like this a lot. There's just like a little itsy bitsy hint of sugar there, like just
right,
just like a
natural sugar and a little bit of acidity as well, little hint.
What I like is it goes acidic and then finishes with the sugar.
Exactly.
If it went the other way,
a good balance.
Great balance. That's the process that I'm really looking for.
Right.
You get hit with a real nice sharpness of acidic excitement, and then it really shoots through with a beautiful little hint of like melon. Like, you know what I would actually call it? On it,
right?
And you lick it. That's the flavor.
Exactly. A little bit of honey
like that, right?
on top. I
That's
love
good?
it.
You like that
I
analogy?
Love it.
That's
very good.
You like that, right?
Excellent.
Well, why do you think people watch the Thunder Show? You know, I'm not just some clown here.
Oh well.
This is good. This is really good, actually. This is actually my favorite wine of the bunch.
Is it?
To me, out of all the wines, this is the wine that I would love to cook with, like while I'm cooking and drink along, because it's easy and pleasant and makes the experience fun, and then have with the meal you're cooking.
Right, I see what you mean.
What do you think about that?
Well,
not your thing. What are you more about?
I was kind of born in a barrel, so for me, wine is like, especially these wines.
Sure.
I know them by heart, and I am more to start a meal with. I would more go for the Chasselas.
Sure.
And then finish with the Pinot Gris, because Pinot Gris for me is a bit too sweet to start with.
Understood.
Now it's a question of taste. Okay.
Everybody has their own palate.
It's like perfume. It's like food.
Absolutely.
It's like
art.
But this is.
Are you an American football fan?
I am not.
Okay,
sorry.
well, here's what you need to do. You need to become a Jets fan.
Right.
Because that's what we do. We convert everybody to a Jets fan.
Right.
All right, so just tell the Vaynerchuks that you're now a Jets fan.
That I'm not.
Mott's like shaking his head. Anyway, why don't you sum up? Thank you so much for being here.
Well,
the wines are really solid. This to me is like a 92 point. I mean, this is a really good Pinot. I drink a lot of Pinot Gris. A lot. The fullness of this wine is probably what makes me like it the most. It's a very heavy Pinot Gris.
Right, and you can make so much out of it. We have this the same Cépage grown in oak, which is very good as well, very special. And we've got this late harvest wine, made out of a Pinot Gris as well.
A dessert wine.
A dessert wine, which
love
is
it.
absolutely amazing.
You drank a bunch of it at the 400th year party.
Yeah.
Why don't you just recap, because we don't, it's a great opportunity to have you here.
Right.
Obviously, Swiss wines are a huge question mark in the U.S. market.
Right.
Out of all the countries that make top quality wine, probably one of the most because of how little gets exported.
Right.
Why don't you round up with anything you'd like, because there's millions and millions of Americans watching this. I don't know if you know that. Why don't you let them know what you think about, if there's anything they should know, anything you'd like to.
Well, what you should know about
with.
Switzerland is that Switzerland is a lot about quality, traditions, and respect to anything that's been before. Always striving to meet our customers' expectations and tastes, yet respecting everything that was before our ancestors. And I believe this is the strength of Switzerland, our diversity as well, by the fact that we're at these crossing points between all these countries, by the fact that we have 4 official languages, which is very amazing for such a small country. Italian, French, Switzerland, and Romansh. So Switzerland's got a lot. Switzerland's got a lot to offer. A lot of a lot of culture, and this image of luxury, quality, and everything is done manually.
Awesome.
Nothing with the machines. So this is the
because
image you want to give from
the
Switzerland.
machines, it's tough to get up there.
Yeah, exactly, because it's too stiff.
So now I want you to ask the Vaynerchuks the question of the day. You have to ask them a question that they will answer in the comments. And then when you're back in Switzerland or wherever you're going to be, you can read them and see what they answer. So ask them any question. It doesn't have to be wine related. Anything you want, go.
Right. This is really hard.
Go ahead.
This is a really hard question you're asking me to ask.
That's what I like to do.
What do you know about Switzerland, and what would make you want to try this wine and try and go and visit this country?
That's a great question. She stepped up, Mott. Not like you that one time. Oh, duh. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for
having me. The wines were really strong. And I was really in the mood to bash them and make you sweat and make it weird. I was really in that mindset.
I hope I haven't too much.
No, you did a great job. Because of you, with a little bit of me, and great people like this is the future of the wine industry. I'm an old dog. We're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.
P.S. If there is any more information you'd like to know, please send me an email. Matt, link it up.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Real Thunder Show. What makes it real? Because I'm a real Thundercat. Today we're going to taste some wine. Provenance wine, Rutherford Cab. Good stuff. Let's give it a pour. Interesting color. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Interesting. Has kind of a petrol smell. No, wait. It smells like plastic. Yeah, that's it. Plastic. Okay, let's give it a taste. Tastes like plastic too. Arrgh. No, that's because you're plastic. Oh, right.